Hi friends, welcome to my channel. One of my followers um, on YouTube, she actually asked me to do some project with the bright um, crystal beads that we received from Bargain Bead Box, and I'm so happy about it that she asked, because I was left over only with these. I used all the gemstones, the blue lace agate, and everything that we got in the box, and so that's true. I didn't use the crystals much, but normally I do combine. I did combine in this also some of the beads, but not the majority of the crystal beads are still left with me. And these are the ones that I have. So these pearls are not part of the thing, but the rest is. So I want to do a project with the crystals, an easy one. Actually, that I want to do a very easy one. But for this project you can actually use a clasp that we got from. I have only one left. I used the rest of them for the different projects, but I want to use a button. um, I'm using a shank button. You can use, two hole button, any button you have available in your stash, but you can also modify it by this if you want. That's also a possibility. So these are some of the polyester cord or leather cord. It just looks like leather, but it is not a poly leather. Maybe I don't know what exactly this is called. And these I think are 0.8 millimeter or 1 millimeter. I'm not so sure the size of it, and I got it from. See, it's 0.5 millimeter. That's what it says, but it's not gray, and it says gray as you guys can see here. So I'm not so sure, but this was the original package of this, and this much was there in the package. So I was thinking maybe I should use these to do the simple and easy, uh, quite easy project that I'm about to do with this cord. You can use any 1 millimeter cord that you have available in your stash, or 0.8 millimeter. Whatever you have in your stash will work for this project as long as it goes through the beads. The beads have considerably big size holes, especially these roundel blue beads, and so as these round faceted beads as well as hexagon beads. You can also try to incorporate the bicones, the matte bicones that we got. So for now, what I was thinking is I'm going to do 3 strands. I'm not so sure whether I'm going to include the bicones or this white crystals, yet to be decided. Okay, but all of these things goes through, except I didn't try the crystal ones, but I will try now. Okay, so it doesn't go through. Moment of truth. Okay, so now we will not use the bicones, but the rest of the crystals we do. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to measure about, say, 2.5 feet of cord. That's 1 feet. That's 2. Let me see. Two feet. Okay. 2.5 will be this much. So I'm going to cut. I'm going to see if it works. Okay. I'm gonna do maybe 2. So I'm gonna measure the second one also. use your scissors to cut these cords, and then take these ends and go through the shank of the button. Go through. Oh, see, this is what I did. Just this is one, and this is the other one. Just goes through really nicely, so not a problem at all. And then bring all the four ends together. Hold on. So the shank remains at the middle of all of these strands. That's a beautiful button, right? I really like that button a lot. So then you do an overhand knot, but you want the knot to be after the button. You want the button to move. I don't want it to be, very tight out there. Just move your knot up, not really up that the button cannot move. So that's about it. So that's that much we have for our project. Now separate it. First of all, you can see this how it is. Nice, right? So there is some of these beads. Let me just put these over there. The silver starburst spacer beads, right? So those are the beads. I don't know if it goes through it. Let's try. There is nothing. So these are fraying. Let me try to melt this and see. If not, we can use we can use the melting did work, so that's a good thing. So you can use these starburst bead as the start. You can use as much as you have available. As I said, I have used it for different projects now, so I have only few left. So I would use it for the ends which I really need it, because I don't want this to be crowding the button and the clasp as well. So use it wisely. And also if you don't have enough of the starburst bead, which I also don't have, you can actually substitute it with a 6/0 seed bead or an 8/0 seed bead. I don't know if the 8/0 seed beads will fit through. We can try it out. We can give it a try. If not, 6/0 definitely will work. And silver is better, as you guys can think about it. The color combination will go very well. So one strand can be with the blue cord, and then take the next strand and try. I'm just trying every strand right here. There we go. So it doesn't melt as well as the Chinese knotting cord, but it does melt a little bit so that it stops fraying, and then you cut it at an angle. That will work. So the purple one, see, this won't go, so I just want to cut it just a little bit on the side. That will help this to go through. So I am just seeing if everything will look good. You can even keep one strand plain and just have all the other strands. That's also a possibility, but if you want, you can just do, see this, everything can go here and bunch up. That's also a thing that you need to consider. And as I said, I'm just gonna melt this as well. And the last strand that I'm gonna melt is this. We have 4 strands, and then just cut it at an angle. I think this is good, and let me cut this at an angle. There we go. So now in this, If I add one more of the starburst bead, so the silver beads, the purple bead is a little bit strong, so people don't, feel very easy to work with the bead. So if you add something which is matte or which is, a little bit dull, then it works. So as you guys can see, this is how it will be, and it'll be all jumbled up here. Okay, you can actually have it like, you can knot it, or I'm not going to knot this project because I have used a lot of knotting projects. I've used a lot of knotting in the beads that I have available. So I'm looking for some seed beads, which is 6 odd seed beads as well. In the silver color, so I have some mixed here. You can also mix the copper. I think the copper looks good as well. Yeah, I think that's a good idea to mix copper with the purple. Yes, it is a strong copper, but I don't mind it. Just to give it a different flair. See, that looks kind of good. And this will go with the silver, and the white will go with the gold. So we have all three colors. Silver, antique silver, copper. Mixed metal is in now. So see this? That looks kind of pretty for me. So what I can do is I can alternate the beads and then string that and leave one strand just like that if you want to. Or else what you can do is you can just do 2 strands just like that. Only these if you like. Hi friends, welcome back. So what I did here was, as you guys can see, I have changed the pattern a little bit. I tried the bright copper, which is good, but when I saw this combination, I thought, okay, this is really more subtle, more me. So it's up to you guys. I will link down, I will attach a picture right now, wherein I have all the bright coppery beads, and it still looked good. Trust me, it did. So this strand also I modified it a bit more because I didn't use the bright gold one, which would have been nice, but I didn't prefer the bright gold 6 seed beads, which are these right here. So this looks good, but still I didn't use that. I use these ones. These are a little bit matte bronze metallic coated seed beads. These are 6 seed beads. It's not a branded one, but that will do for me. So I added those, and I didn't add after every other. I didn't add a seed bead after every other crystal. Rather, I added 5 seed beads and a crystal, 5 and a crystal, and so forth and so on. So I finished that strand like that, and this strand separated by the spacer stardust, maybe spacer bead. And this one I added this bead we also got from the bargain bead box for the December. As you guys can see, the chevron pattern right there. I added one of the bead here just to tie all of these together, the blue element. I felt the lavender is more, so I wanted to add in a little bit more blue, and the shade of blue would be nice, so I added that. And then this is how I strung the beads, and about I would say the beaded section is exactly 6.5 inches long. We are going to tie a knot here, and then a knot here, and then a space for the button. That also matters, so I didn't want it to be much bigger. So you might wonder what I will do with this fourth cord, which I haven't strung any beads in. So I was thinking I would weave this cord in. You can actually, you know, tie a knot here. I mean, you can glue it and then leave that right there. That's fine actually, or you can add one more strand of beads. Seed beads would be fine, or something like that, but I just wanted to just try a different one. So I have a loose overhand knot with all three cords together here. Leave that there. Actually, you can do is take this off and tie individual knots in every strand, which I had before when I was stringing the beads. Always a good practice, otherwise you will lose a lot of beads. You will have to restring it again. So let's do that, because I want this to be a braid. Okay, I'm not going to braid with all the strands, but just with one strand is what I'm thinking. I have this idea. Let's see if it works out. So here is what it is. I'm going to separate these strands. Take this cord from underneath like that. So just keep it on top of these two cords and go underneath the last strand. Okay, just like that. Okay, and then bring it up, down through the two strands and through this last strand, just like that. Okay, and then up through these two and down through the last one, and then this is see, I'm weaving this in two strands over, one strand under, then two strands over. Welcome back, guys. So the way that I told you doesn't work, so I'm gonna do another way. That is a four strand braid. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. So let's just take all of these. I'm glad I knotted down all these strands. Move the beads around. So this is what, hold on. It's already, pretty much okay. These two here. Okay. So I want making sure I have a knot at the end of these beads. So these are the four strands. Don't worry about the beads being, moving around. Don't worry about that for now. So we have the end secured. So it's a four strand braid. Okay, take the rightmost strand, go on top of the second strand like a normal braid, and then take the leftmost, go on top of the two. Okay, so that's the four strand braid is all about. When you come from the right, you go just on top of one cord or one strand, and take the leftmost strand and go on top of the two. So that's what I'm gonna do here. Go on top and then go on top. I know it's a bit confusing because we have, beads on all the other strands and just the strand on one, but that's essentially what we are going to do. Okay, so go like that, and the last one like this, and then that. Okay, so it's very simple. Take the right strand, go on top of one strand, and take the leftmost, go on top of two strands. Okay, one and okay, one and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Okay, now what I want to do is I just want to hold everything in my fingers like this. Okay, and then just drop all the beads down. I want to do hold it pretty much there and kind of move all the beads down, because we have our, so if let the gravity do the work for you guys, and just make sure everything is nice and secure, then you don't have any, you know, okay, just like that. If you want, you can do more, but I think this is good. And see how well this one goes. If you like it, you can have it like that. Okay, I just want a little bit more because I feel everything is over here, so I'll do more. So here I go, I have wrapped it, the 4 braid wrap I did it, and it looks pretty good. I started with an empty wraps, I empty braid for 3, and then I started braiding with the beads. And this time what I did was I tied knot after all the beads. I didn't do it very tightly, so that worked pretty well. So here at this end I'm gonna just tie an overhand knot with all 4 strands, so I don't lose my braids whatsoever. So there we go, all 4 strands, a nice overhand knot right here. Don't worry about all of this, it will get straightened out when you do that. That's why we tightened it with a knot. And over here also I'm gonna take all the knot away, we don't need this anymore. And then we have to tie one more overhand knot so that we can accommodate a space for our button to start with. Just take these off. Okay, so here we go, and the button has to go through the loop here. So I need to do about, say, here is what I would say. Even that out, don't worry about it. Take all the 4 cords and go through the loop, and before tightening the loop, okay, just like that, just keep it loose. And this is about, say, right before tightening, try to put this through. There is 4 strands, so you need to go through 2 strands. If it is small, now it became wide, and then you tie a knot right there. Okay, tighten that up. Let's make this pretty. So if you, as I said, if you don't want the 4th strand, then it's fine, you can have it that way, but I like it this way too. So here we go, we can add couple of beads here, whichever strand it goes through. So the starburst bead and the seed beads are my choice of beads for the tassel. I'm gonna add 2 beads and I'm gonna make an overhand knot, but I'm gonna go through the knot twice so that it's like a surgeon's knot. I'm not going to do this very tightly, I'm gonna leave some space so that it hangs nicely like that. So then the next strand goes in couple of the brown beads maybe from this. Nothing is going through. Okay, let's try another one. Maybe 3 seed beads would be ideal. Tie in over here knot, and then go through the knot twice, just to be on the safer side. When you tie the knot, make sure it's approximately same as the other one, the same height as the other one, and see how cool it is. Yes, it is. And need some more of these beads, which I packed it. Okay, only 3. I'm tying over here knot. Again, I'm going through the loop twice just to make the knot bulkier, so that's nice and secure, because we are going to use only 6 seed beads. We are using 6 seed beads, right? So it's not, so see, this knot is way too down there. I'll adjust that and I'll figure out something for this and come back. So I added silver seed beads here. It matches the tone. I'm good. And then I got all the knots. So I'm just gonna snip it off, leaving a little short tail. I'm hoping that I can melt that down. Let's see. I'm not cinching it up or something, so I'm just melting it a little bit so that it doesn't fray. There we go. All of our 4 strands are here, and here is our clasp, the button, and here is how it clasps, and this is how the bracelet looks like, and I kind of like it a lot. And the crystal, the bright crystals are toned down. It looks really pretty. I love the way this turned out to be. I hope you guys like it too. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos couple of times a week. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye. See you in the next video.